Hi, my name is Rezvani, founder and CEO of Rezvani Motors, and today I wanted to spend a little time and compare the design study of the 2014 Beast and the 2024 Beast and their characteristic similarities and differences. In 2014, we set out to create the ultimate lightweight sports car with no compromises for weight and a beautiful design. Cars are really creativity meets engineering. Two elements that come together harmoniously in cars. To go to the extreme measures of saving weight, the original Beast not only had a carbon fiber body, but it also lacked doors. So the driver would hop into it very much like a Formula One car or a classic Formula One car. The 2024 Beast, in our quest for lightweight, we opted for a smaller displacement but forced induction method. So it actually had a 2.4 liter four-cylinder turbocharged and intercooled to about 500 horsepower. Given the lightweight of the car, which only weighed about 1,700 pounds, that power to weight ratio was equivalent to easily well over 1,000 horsepower. Additionally, even the seats, steering wheel, shift knob, everything on the interior of the car was also carbon fiber for weight savings. The wheels were ultra lightweight, as was every part of the car that went into it. By eliminating the roof and doors, we were able to save tremendous weight and give the driver that open air, visceral experience. By doing that, it allowed us to really make the rear of the car much lower. When you look at the rear end of the car on the Beast, it looks extremely wide, which is at 80 inches. It is wide, but it even looks wider because the top is so low. Also, a very unique feature of the original Beast was the dual exhaust that came out of the top of the engine. This was the closest to the actual engine, reducing as much restriction as possible, but it also gave it a very unique and cool look. A very important part of sports car design is broad shoulders or strong shoulders. So the wheel arches exude strength and power. And so the wheel arches on the original Beast were very wide and exuded that sort of strength, almost what you would see in a bodybuilder or a muscular frame. The taillights had a horizontal length to them that ran the entire length of the car. This made the rear end look wide. And by bringing out the sides, it gave it a planted feel. Another very important element of car design is how the rear bumper tapers away and reveals just a little bit of the tire. That gives a visualization of power and strength and shows off the plantedness of the actual tire. A short rear overhang gives sports cars an athletic feel. The front of the 2014 Beast focused a lot on the strength of this front end, flat pieces on the top here to give it that strength. And because of the mass here, this element created not only a escape for high pressure air behind the tire coming through there, but it also created an element of forward motion. To break up the mass in this area and to make the car have that forward motion, a graphic was added here with a blackout color scheme to give this advancing or forward motion of this section. The original 2014 Beast had a very long front overhang. The long front overhang is essentially how far the front of the car overhangs in the front. The sinister style headlights, which are like a predatory animal looking through the darkness, about to attack their prey, is set low on the car, revealing a lot more of the top of the car. On the original 2014 Beast, the rear diffuser traversed the entire car and gave the car a solid planted feel with its direct, sharp angles and how it came down to the bottom. The 2024 Beast takes the concept even further with an engine that is even positioned even more forward ahead of the rear axles and closer to the driver, as well as lower to the ground to reduce the center of gravity. It's a 6.2-liter V8 producing over 1,000 horsepower and over 850 foot-pounds of torque. So by modern standards, it is a hypercar. The original Beast had a manual transmission. The new Beast has a quick-shifting double-clutch transmission, which is essentially a manual transmission where the clutch is controlled by the computer to be as fast as possible. Every exotic car has to have cool doors. And on the original Beast, we had no doors for weight savings. And on the Beast Alpha in 2018, we had the unique and characteristic Sidewinder doors, which had never been done in the industry before. And on the new Beast, we have what we call Dragon doors, which are dihedral doors with a hidden door handle. And as you can see, the door handle is hidden so it does not disrupt the side design. The new Beast still maintains a flat portion on its fender. However, it adds new vents as well that give it a more racy look, as well as relieving some of the air pressure from the front tires. We carried over the recognizable symmetric elements that were on the 2014 Beast. However, in this case, they are engine inlets. The new 2024 Beast also has the same recognizable and characteristic design to its taillights. So we have the center horizontal section that gives it that width, and then we have these ends that come down and give it a planted feel. The 2024 Beast still maintains the two rear diffusers, similar to the 2014 Beast. With the exception, of course, now we have park sensors with much more modern technology, rear camera for reverse, and the turbos actually sit down here behind the grille and have maximum cooling through the mesh. So on the 2024 Beast, we also carried over the same family DNA of the short rear overhang of the original Beast, giving it that athletic feel and having much less mass in the rear of the car. Of course, aerodynamics are important in modern cars, and the new Beast has a lot of vents for cooling its massive engine and for various aerodynamic purposes. So another one is this area that also relieves high pressure under the car. On the new Beast, we still have this angled front air vent, which relieves pressure coming from the front tire. However, it's still angled and souped this way as if it is moving forward. So it gives it a moving forward motion. Design is really function and beauty. So the side of the car has a characteristic design feature and look that is carried on other cars. So if you look at the tank, the original tank and the 2020 tank, we have the same graphic on the side of the car. This is not only functional for letting air in, but it also creates a light catch and effect that creates that recognizable family DNA with the other tank models. The headlights on the new Beast have evolved even further with sharper angles. They are thinner and a more modern interpretation, however, still maintaining the same theme as the original Beast. At Rezvani Motors, we focus on the proportions and volume of every design we make, and we think it's one of the most important parts of design.